This is Dolany TV, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to, well, another frigid day in Alberta. Let me tell ya, it's going to be real nice about Monday morning when I wake up and it's just about -2 on our way up to +2 or 3 here in southern Alberta on Monday. However, a -30 day this morning again, and it's getting damp. It snowed today. Oh my goodness, you know, this little mustache I got going on here was pretty frozen. I had about probably double the length of snow on my mustache at one point today than I did hair, which is quite something in -30. But that said, we've got some Edmonton Oilers stuff to discuss, and well, let me tell you, Dave Tippett giving the kudos to that second line. Oh, yes sirree, he is giving this a big little nugget about how important, a big part of the success of the team as of late in this run, the 5-1-1 run since the victory over top of the New York Rangers back on New Year's Eve. Has that second line been? I've got some stats to show you. They've been discussed a little bit online today, but I thought I'd aggregate everything together and get it all easy to digest. For those of you who don't understand, or don't know, or aren't aware, or just haven't been paying attention to what Kailer Yamamoto, Leon Draisaitl, and Ryan Nugent-Hopkins have been doing as a line on 5-on-5, 5-on-4, whatever, all situations. It's a real good credit to putting these three guys together and finding absolute dynamite, has Dave Tippett. And like I said, prior to the Kailer Yamamoto call-up, I was saying the stale Oilers make stupid mistakes, the stale Oilers, right? It was all about the lineup was stale. Insert Kailer Yamamoto, insert success. I mean, realistically, I'm not going to sit here and claim I knew that Kailer Yamamoto would just boom, change it, 5-1-1 in the last 7. No, I'm not going to claim that. As much as I was calling for it, it's not my success to claim. The claim to success is these three guys getting put together and going to work. And what Dave Tippett talked about today in his press conference, I'm really glad I actually had some time this afternoon to listen to it, is the simple fact that he credited, right? Yamamoto's a hard forechecker. He can make plays. He can get the puck to Draisaitl and RNH, and those two with the puck, they're magical. They can make plays. They're great players, and of course, great players put on points on the board for their team, whether they get an assist or a goal or get the puck to a dangerous area and somebody bangs it home. That is what great players do. We've seen a tweak on the face-off with that second line. You no longer have a guy against the boards. You have a guy, basically it's a triangle, right? You got centerman, you've got winger, and then you've got RNH back there in the trigger position ready to rip it when Draisaitl wins the face-off. And we saw that produce a goal. Was it against Nashville? I believe it was against Nashville. Boom. So that's good to see. So that's it. Right now we're into the preamble of the video. What I want you to do, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, because that gets you access to the videos that much faster. You don't have to come looking for me. I mean, it's a weird thing for me to sit here and think that people are looking for me on the internet, but hey, if you're looking to hear what I have to say, that subscribe button gets you in a feed on your subscriptions list, and you don't have to go looking. You just have to click one button, and there I am on your afternoon schedule. That said, I promised you some stats. Shall we get to it? These 7 games, it's since Kailer Yamamoto got called up. It starts December 31st against the New York Rangers, and this is where it gets fun, guys. Look at this. This is a lot of points, guys. We're talking a combined between these guys 13 goals in 7 games. So this line, pretty much, yeah, I know there's power play goals for Draisaitl, power play goals for RNH, empty net goals for Kailer Yamamoto, this, that, and the other thing that everyone's going to use to detract from the success of this line. But these are the numbers you want to see. I don't even think the Connor McDavid line is this successful in the past 7 games. 13 goals, 7 games, clipping at just below 2 goals a game out of one line. Woo! Man, that's what we were used to with Draisaitl and McDavid, and they said that's the only combination you can have. You can only have Draisaitl and McDavid, and that's the only way the Oilers score goals. Let me tell you, 2 goals out of a line like Draisaitl, Nugent-Hopkins, see, I was inclined to say McDavid there, and Yamamoto, that is incredible. So, 7 games played, Yamamoto has 2 goals, Draisaitl 5 goals, and RNH has 6 goals. We'll get to the stats here as we come along. So for RNH, the big stat, the end stat that I go with is 5 5-on-5 goals. So as I said, yes, some Draisaitl and Nuge have some power play ambience to their game still, where they're still getting the job done on the man advantage, and you can discredit some of that success. But everybody was complaining about RNH's success 5-on-5. Well, guess what? He shut everybody up and gone and got 5 goals, 5-on-5 in 7 games. Yes, okay, I know everybody sits here and analyzes this Oilers team. You can't go off of a 7-game, 5-game, 10-game stretch. That's not who they are. Well, let me tell you, we're closing in. I don't want to curse it, but I know I've cursed it several times over this past few years. Let's just talk about this for a second. Well, guess what? We're 5-1-1 in our last 7. You've got Arizona and Calgary, 2 tough division opponents, but you take both those games, you're more than likely in first place in the division, and you're more than likely at a 7-1-1 clip. Ooh. Oh. Oh my. Oh my. I went there. Yeah, this team capable of going 7-1-1 for a second time this season. You don't say. You don't say. Tough opponents. I know there's a lot to be done yet, but that just is what it is. But that comes down to a good stretch from this second line, right? RNH, 5-on-5 goals. Then Draisaitl, his stat, 7 5-on-5 points in 7 games. So Draisaitl's been lighting it up, 12 points in 7 games. That's incredible. But you look at Draisaitl, 7 5-on-5 points. That's a crazy number for Draisaitl, and that's so crazy to think that based on the 7-game stretch, he'd average 82 even strength points. Guys, that's more than 75% of the league will put up for points this season. That's crazy. Just 5-on-5. Don't even throw in what Draisaitl will do on the power play, penalty kill, wherever he plays the rest of the season. Nuts. Absolutely nuts. And then, especially for this team being a lackluster 5-on-5 team, prior to this 7-game stretch where we've absolutely seen ourselves start lighting it up. And then this doesn't even complicate the factor of the spark, the change, the fresh air, whatever you want to call them. Kailer Yamamoto, 7 games played, 2 goals, 3 assists, 5 points. Whip, whip. But look at this, +5. Okay, I know. I always claim +5's not a stat to be proud of. Like, plus minus doesn't mean anything. It's a team stat. Don't use it to judge the player. Well, guess what? We've got the 2 other guys that these guys play on a line with, and look at these pluses. +5, +3, +8. And that's Nugent Hopkins leading the way. Let me tell you, is that not beautiful to see as an Oilers fan? I know if you're just a basic guy who complains about plus minus, you gonna argue with me that this line's been bad based on that? Well, you're gonna be out to left field because I got it right here and writing +5, +3, +8. They've been scoring goals 5-on-5, and they've been a good team. And trust me, on a 7-game sample, that's what you like to see. Anytime an Oilers on the positive side, you like to see it. 21 hits as well. That's the other stupid stat I've got on here for Kailer Yamamoto. And the reason I've got that on here is right back to that Dave Tippett press conference from today is simply the fact that he mentioned Kailer Yamamoto's a good forechecker. He can get in the corners and get the puck. How do you get the puck in the corners? Hit the man. How do you push a man off the puck? You hit the man. And Kailer Yamamoto, all 5 nothing of them pretty much, is 21 hits on the season in 7 games. That is, my friends, 3 hits a game out of a guy below 6 feet. My goodness. And you know what? I'm going to sit here. I totally forgot how tall Kailer Yamamoto is, so if you think I'm clowning you, I am. 5'8". I wanted to say that. I didn't want to be wrong. But 5'8", Kailer Yamamoto with 21 hits in 7 games in his NHL tenure this year. Guys, that's right. That's a spark. That's a change. That's what you want to see. And it's not that he's throwing those Matthew Tkachuk hits that everyone's freaking out about. No, he's throwing good hits to get puck possession, to change the tides and get the job done. And 21 hits on the season, you're going to take that and look at that. This line producing combined a total of 28 points in 7 games. So this line, between 3 of them, they're averaging 4 points a game. That line, of course, that means everybody's getting a point plus somebody else getting a point as well. So you knock it down, that's technically only a, I don't know, right? It's tough to monitor because 28, 4 points between 3 of them. Yeah, tough go. but you get where I'm going as well, right? It's been beautiful to see this team come together, led by a line that isn't Draisaitl and Connor McDavid. Because, guys, at the end of the day, yeah, stack it up. It works. But at the end of the day, you have two legit lines. Look at what we're enjoying. A 5-1-1 stretch. Sure, I might have just cursed it. Arizona, Calgary, tough opponents, whatever. But you know what? We'll sit back. We'll relax till about Sunday or Saturday, and we'll see what happens at 1 p.m. It's nice to sit back and relax for once. And especially as everybody had this team written off in December, here we are. If everything aligns Saturday afternoon, we can take the division title again and run with it for maybe a day and a half. Who knows? But you get where I'm going. Guys, I'm Tyson. This is Stolony TV. Thank you so much for tuning into today's discussion here on the channel. I will catch you, as always, in the next one.